What's up, everybody? So today's project is moving a non-movable car into your garage. The difficulties with this are my driveway is a slope up into my garage. Also, the car that I'm trying to move, the transmission has some issues. So not only will it not drive, but it also has no neutral. So the front wheels will not turn even when it's in neutral. So that's kind of a challenge. I'm going to show you what I did here. Let me walk in the garage. So I started out with some of these Harbor Freight furniture dollies. I've had these for a while, and I used to use them to move my trampoline around, and got some rust and they're kind of flimsy, but they say they're rated for 1,000 pounds each. So I figure, this car weighs like 3,700 pounds. It's roughly 1,000 each corner. It should be good. So I tried just putting them on those, and the thin wood that these are made out of, it's like 3/4 inch, or 1x, but they're 3/4 inch thick. They just started to bow and pop and crack. So actually what I did is I took a piece of 3/4 inch plywood, just some scrap I had laying around. I think it was roughly 12 by 15, something like that. And then I ripped down some 2x4s, just thick enough to give a little bit of support on the edges. I'm using the same hardware that came with these furniture dollies, and so I was limited as far as how thick I could make these dollies based on the hardware I was using. So let me show you what I've got. And so you can see, am I focused here? So you can see I've got just some ripped down 2x4s and 3/4 inch plywood, and right now I've just got the 3 in each caster. Maybe I should have done 4, I don't know. But so I've got one of these on each, on the fronts. And this is just so I can pull the car into the garage because the front end doesn't roll. Now what I had tried, and while it was working a little bit, is I've got some pieces of, I think it was like 3 or 4 inch, is this focused? These are some pieces of, I believe 3-inch PVC that I sliced, and then I heated it up with a heat gun, and then pressed them between 2 boards. So I was trying to slide them on these. I just put these under the tires, and it worked pretty good, but there's enough, as you're pulling, there's enough friction, I guess, that it'll cause that wheel to kind of spin, and they end up spitting these plastic boards, these PV sections out. Back here I just chalk it, I'll pull it a little bit, and then chalk it. And how I'm pulling this is I've just got a toe strap, I've got it tied around the frame, and then I've got 3 holes here on my floor where I've got concrete anchors in. These are sleeve anchors. They have, I think, 6,100 pounds of shear force, so going crossways. And I've just got a bolt through a chain there so I can adjust my length. Come along, and I'm just pulling it a little at a time. Now because my driveway is kind of rough, and those casters don't really roll that well anyway, you got to make sure you've got them positioned the direction you want to go before you put all the weight of the vehicle on it. I got the wheel chocks, and I just keep tying some knots in this strap. This strap broke a long time ago, but it's useful for projects like this. So close, but I'm out of room. My come along is right at the back, so I'm going to use these dollies. I'm going to put them on the back tires, swing it and then I'll put them back on the front, and I think I can push it in by hand. All right, so it's in. Got it up on jack stands, ready to pull the transmission out. Show you some carnage. So this actually all happened before I started the video, but this is the carriage bolt I was using in my concrete anchor. So bent a little bit, but it held up. These are the concrete anchors that I was using. They're really nice because the sleeve goes down in the concrete. You can remove the bolt and just have a flush hole that you can reuse anytime you need. So I really like these. I used to carry them at Lowe's, at least in my area. I got these probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I can't find them anymore. They do have them on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. And then the Harbor Freight furniture dolly casters. You can tell that one deformed a little bit, and the wheel doesn't really turn anymore. And my bearings are falling out. This one deformed a little bit, and bearings are falling out. And then this one just came off altogether. So I had to, once that happened, I had to jack the car up, pull the dolly out, put another one on. I started with 3 of the furniture dollies. I've got 3 wheels that are broken. So that one's got a nice crack in it. But anyway, I got it in the garage. I'm going to pull the transmission out of this thing. This is a 2001 Mitsubishi Galant, and it's got the F4A51 transmission. And a real common problem with those is there's a big wave washer that Mitsubishi skimped on, and it's between the low and reverse gear. And what happens is that wave washer will break. I'll put a picture here. The wave washer will break, and a little piece of it will get into the pump, and the pump basically explodes, and yeah, then the car won't move. So I imagine that's probably what happened with this one. I also suspect that this transmission is completely shelled now, because when I brought it home, pulled it off the trailer, I bought it, and the guy said, oh, it just won't come out of park. Well, it came out of park, but it just wouldn't go anywhere. So to get it off the trailer, it wouldn't roll, wouldn't go in neutral. There's no neutral. And so I basically just did neutral drops into reverse, and the transmission sounded really, really terrible. I imagine it's probably junk, not rebuildable, but we'll find out. Until next time, if you like what I do, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll talk to you later.